welcome to the show, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all.
E-Lee
Get it, let's get it.
and Uncle Ron.
Let's go.
Keeping it 100, unfiltered. We the radio pundits and we're unfiltered. We gon' give it to you straight. The facts we can debate, but one false move and it's a checkmate. Ay, yes, we the radio pundits and we're
Yo, what the deal is, y'all? She Ken Folk, and we're back for another round of Unfiltered with Ernest, J. Lee, and Uncle Ron, along with Laurel right here on iWorship96.com FM radio. Every Wednesday and Friday night, we come to you live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you the latest news and relevant topics, and we do it all with our own brand of comedic humor and delivery. It's time to take the mask off, y'all, and deal with the things that truly matter to us all. I say it all the time, life stuff, the stuff that we don't feel like talking about or don't really want to deal with. We got to deal with it. This is the reason that we decided to do this show, and so far, so good. So we hope that you will continue to enjoy this hour with us from week to week, because it's our hope that we'll continue to shed light and bless you, the listener, and provoke you to plant seeds of change into your life. Now, with that being said, I ain't got both my road dogs with me this week, but I got one of my road dogs with me this week. I got the young bull, the young lion of the bunch, Laurel L.A. Bird. Man, what's going on, my G?
What's good? What's good?
What's goody? What up, dog? You all right, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm ready to get it cracking.
Man, what you doing, Uncle Ron, man? What's happening? Where you at?
I don't know where Uncle Rod at. I think he trying on orthopedic shoes or something. Don't tell him I said that.
He is gonna get you. Oh my goodness. Uncle Ron. Oh Lord, he gonna put him in the body bag, Jesus. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, Uncle Ron took the week off, but it's all good. We gonna give him his little, he got his little AARP card or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We gonna Uncle Ron, we love you, man. Hurry back and get with us, though. We can't do the show without you, man. Anyway, we got a great show lined up today. As always, we'll have some hot new indie music to preview for you. We're going to play a little bit more music today. We'll discuss the uptick in violence as we've seen across the country over the last few weeks. These guns is getting out of control, y'all. So we're going to hit some of the statistics and show you, is it really safe to not have guns or to have guns? Or just because you don't have guns, so that means there's no more killings or less killings. So we're going to get into that. Also, we'll have some trending news, of course. We'll get a new installment of the Facebook Words of the Week. So look, let's ready on chill for the next hour. Laurel, I told you I was going to hit that. I'm going to coin that phrase, bro. I'm about to get that mug trademark. Radio and chill. You feel me? It's Unfiltered, y'all. But look, before we go any further, it's time for us to ease on down the petty brick road. And since Uncle Ron is not here, I guess I'm in charge of being the wizard of petty this week. So, you know what? Let me see what I got for today, man. Let's go get it. All right. So, now look, one of my musician friends tells me he went to go play for a funeral, right? And he's kind of young, so sometimes they be hating on the young folks. So what happened was he playing on the keyboard or whatever before the funeral starts. So he said this lady walks in, came up to where the musician said, and was like, "Hey, are you the keyboard player or whatever?" So he was like, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, do you know this such and such song?" And he was like, I really don't know it, but, I can follow you, whatever. So she was like, "Well, look, the family wants me to sing such and such." So she already had attitude. This is what I'm trying to say. So story goes on. The funeral starts or whatever. So it was time for her to get up and sing. So she gets up to the microphone to the family. So about halfway through the first verse, I guess she must have messed up. She looked over at him. Now look, he told me out of his own mouth that he was not really playing loud. Like he was like easing in. He really wasn't even like playing loud. So he said halfway through the after the first verse, halfway through the chorus, she looked over at him and said, in the middle of the song. As long as I've been singing this song, I ain't never heard it played like that.
Oh my goodness, dog.
So wait a minute. So he said he was mortified. So he looked up and like the whole funeral just stopped. Like everybody looking up there like, "What are you doing?" So she said, we about to do this again from the beginning. Are you ready? So this man said, he ain't play another note, Doc. He said, man, first of all, she didn't even remember the words, number one. And she had switched keys on it. So, like, how you gonna try to put it back on my man that is him and it's you? Like, you don't even know your own song. Why you trying to be grand?
Right, exactly. Don't try to put it on me now because you done messed up.
She was like, she was like, as long as I've been singing this song, I've never heard it play like that.
Nah,
He said, look, I've never heard it sang like that, Bill. But anyway, that's neither or there. But I just want to ask you, what kind of mess is that?
What kind of mess is that? For real. Just gonna stop the whole funeral, huh? Just, oh my goodness.
She was like, you're not about to mess up my moment.
No filter. I thought this was the going home service.
That is so, ma'am, this is you. Everybody heard it. I wish they had YouTube.
I could understand that because I done been in them situations before where they switch the keys on you and you trying to play, and I just stop. I said, nope, I ain't about to do it because you told me.
Okay, see, this is me. Now, if I ain't really sure of a song, I don't care how good I can play or not play. Like, if I don't know the song, I'm not gonna play loud.
Right.
So I know I felt him on that. Like, you ain't playing super loud and aggressive if you really don't know the song. So number one, she was in the wrong for that anyway. Because it's like you out front singing it, he probably was just easing in. Like, no, you just gonna make a spectacle of him. No trouble. So as long as I ain't never heard it play like that. That is so funny, man. Okay, Uncle Ron, I hope I made you proud with that, man. I had to go down Petty Boulevard, Doc, but it's all good. We're going to get to some music right quick, and we'll be right back with more Unfiltered right after this. Keep it locked, y'all.
Come on, everybody, lift your hands up, and let's going to give God some praise. Because God is worthy of the honor, worthy of the praise. For the Bible says, for the rising of the sun, for the going down of the same, God is worthy. Come on, say I'm praising. Gonna do it in my hands. I'm gonna praise. I gotta do it in my dance. Say I'll praise him. You gotta do it with your voice. Say I'm gonna praise him. Come on, let's rejoice. Say it again now, praise him. I'm gonna praise him. I'm gonna do it a dance. Hey, I gotta do it in my voice. I'm gonna praise him. Somebody say yeah. Yeah, come on. Say yeah. Woo. Come on. Gonna do in my hands. I gotta do it in my dance. I'm gonna raise it. Say I'm gonna praise it. Come on, let's rejoice. Listen, I'm gonna praise the Lord while I have chains. I'm gonna thank the Lord. Thank him in advance. All of the things that the Lord has brought me through. I'm gonna praise the Lord. And this is what I'm gonna do. Gonna sing the praise before the King. I'm gonna send up my praise before my King. Gonna sing the praise before the King. I don't care what nobody else does. I ain't gotta praise the Lord. I gotta say yeah. Oh yeah. Come on and let me say, oh yeah, say yeah, come on, say yeah, yeah, come on, I know you're feeling it right now, wherever you are riding in your car, on your job, listen, let's make the devil mad, say, I will praise him, yeah. Gonna praise the Lord while I got this chance. I gotta give him the praise. I gotta wave my hand. I gotta do my dance. I gotta praise the Lord. I will praise him early in the morning, in the midnight hour. I praise the Lord.
everybody. This is Minister James A. Willis, and I'm locked into Unfiltered with my brothers Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron on worship96.com. Stay tuned for more gospel.
We the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
Hey, this is Ernest J. Lee, and I'm the host of Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron. And I just wanted to stop by and thank you for your continued support of our show. And bigger than that, I want to say thank you for supporting our worship96.com FM radio as well. It's our goal to bring you the best in radio. The world is in need of encouragement, and we love the fact that we have an international platform to bring you the very best in relevant content and great gospel music. So please continue to support this station and our shows, but don't just keep it to yourself. Tell a neighbor, grab a friend, and continue to tune in. We're all the way up over here on this side, y'all. And don't forget to tune in to Unfiltered every Wednesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, y'all, I'll holler.
This is Carl P. Phillips, and I wrote a song to encourage those in a dry season. There's a cloud about the size of a man's hand on the horizon. Get ready for a great rain. Tell the story, James.
God told the prophet there would be no rain. Then after many days, God said he'll send the rain. The prophet prayed, but still no rain. And on the seventh time, he heard the servant say, I see a cloud about the size of a man's hand, and it rained again. The drought lands should get ready. You ought to get ready. The rain is coming. Come on and get ready. The prophet told the king, get up, eat and drink. He told the servant to go look out at the sea. The first 6 times, there was nothing to report. But on the 7th time, he heard the servant say, I see a cloud about the size of a man's hand. God opened the heaven, and it rained again. Yes, it did. The drought lands said, get ready. The storm is moving. You ought to get ready. Move it this way. Hallelujah. There is a sound of abundance of rain. I hear the sound of abundance of rain. Yeah, 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 yeah. There is a sound of abundance of rain. Oh, there is a sound of abundance of rain. Oh, yeah, yes it is. Everybody get ready for the great rain. The storm is moving, the storm is moving. Everybody get ready for the great rain. Your drought is over. I feel the abundance of rain. I feel it from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. Get ready for the overflow. Get ready for the overflow. The floodgates are open, and it's getting ready to rain. I hear a drip, drop, drip, 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 drop. Drip, drop. Drip, 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 drop. Drip, 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 drop, drip, drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, 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 drop, drip, drop. That great rain. Your drought is over. I feel a great rain. The storm clouds are forming for
This is Carl B. Phillips, and you're listening to Unfiltered with my family, my nephew Ernest J. Lee, and Uncle Ryan, right here on iWorship96.com. Keep it locked.
We're keeping it 100, unfiltered. With the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
What's up, world? You're back live right here with us on Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ryan, and me, the little homie Larell, is what they call me. Oh, that's so funny. I crack myself up every time I say that. Anyways, those two dope songs were I'll Praise Him by James Willis and New Praise, and Great Rain by Carl B. Phillips. Make sure you check that out. Support indie music. It's hard out here for them indie artists. I'm one myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So push these songs and music to the next level. Real talk. Okay. Now, this has been a crazy week in news, so let's discuss a few things. First up, okay, so as you know, last week, Trump had the kids in cages and all this stuff, and the parents was like separated from the kids, and the kids was crying, and you know the babies was licking the bars on the cages and stuff like that. Man, they had the kids in Walmart camps, all type of stuff. But I guess he decided that he was gonna sign an order to keep the immigrant families together, which is a good thing. But I'm trying to figure out, you the one who started it in the first place, so how you gonna flip it and make it seem like you the hero? You started all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, first of all, that's like starting the right and then like go join the police force and stop the right. You the one started this right. Now you want to be the police to stop it. But here's the thing. The zero tolerance policy has been in effect for the last two administrations. They just never used it in this way. So, you know, he was saying he couldn't change the law, but the law's been there. But see, I read something the other day that said when they keep those children in those camps, they call them, those are privately owned. So somebody's paying for those kids to be there. See, that's the angle that we're not seeing. You know, everything's about money. You got to remember, man. So somebody's profiting off that. That's why that's a bad look for his administration, right or wrong, because you can have kids crying for their parents and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of inhumane to do that. Now, a lot of people say, well, President Obama had, I think it was hundreds of thousands of kids separated and nobody said nothing. But it's not that he didn't do it. It's the thing of how it's being done.
How it's being done. And what you do is how you do it.
Yeah, it's always how you do it. I mean, you know, none of these politicians are without fault. None of them. So at the end of the day, we can't expect them to be. But it's how you do stuff. When you don't show any compassion, you know, to the children, that's kind of like a bad look. So I think that's why everybody like popping off about it. But he signed it, so let's see what happens.
So in some sadder news, two rappers were gunned down this past week. Triple X Tentacion, I'm not sure if I'm saying it exactly right, but Triple X, what everybody call him, and another rapper called Jimmy Wapo from Pittsburgh. You know, Triple X was kind of had a bigger name, so it kind of like overshadowed the other guy. But yeah, Triple X, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen he got gunned down. He was going motorcycle shopping or something like that and got shot inside his car. They said it was an attempted robbery of some sort. So now they saying they got the dude, and I guess he was found a few days ago by the police. So it's, you know, I don't know, man. I just don't know what to say about it.
That young guy was really, really talented from what I see, but he also seemed like he was dealing with a lot of stuff because some of his videos and stuff, he was talking about being a sacrifice, and if he don't live to be a certain age and all this stuff, he want to inspire 1 million kids or whatever. You know, it sounds good, man, but nobody deserves to be gunned down that way. But at the end of the day, man, you know, sometimes when you put yourself in these positions, man, bad stuff follows you, not because you're looking for it, but because when you put yourself in certain positions or certain areas, you know, people just don't like it, especially when you're successful, man. You know, these little kids are living their dreams, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can knock the hustle. I mean, they definitely got talent. So then he was renovating a house in Florida, a couple $1 million or whatever, and they said his neighbors was like, he was quiet and nice. You know what I'm saying? So this persona that you portray on these songs is not the same persona that you living in your life, and that's what happens. So when those two worlds collide, this is what happens sometimes, because he really probably wouldn't even like that. But because you have to have this persona when you recording them, you out here on these videos and got to play the part and, you know, fit this description. It's like, you know, jokers be gunning for you, man. Everybody ain't happy that you doing well. Remember, that's just really, really sad, you know, that another young black man is gone way too soon. You know, over some stupid stuff. I don't think they said they took a Gucci bag and that's it, or something like that. They didn't even take the car or whatever. Just
didn't take Gucci the car or nothing, man. Just left him dead. It is so crazy because we don't have no regard for life no more. You see the people just zooming in on the camera like all in his face. I ain't see nobody really trying to help. You know, they just taking pictures because everybody wants some type of fame from something. Oh, I got the video first. Right. Oh, I did. Right. I'm the one who shot. I was right there when it happened. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. Everybody looking for their 15 seconds of fame. Everybody think murder is cool. You know, like we was talking about earlier, the 15-year-old boy that got stabbed with a machete by 4 or 5 grown men in New York, and they got the wrong person. It wasn't even the right boy. Even if it was, it still was like, it wasn't right. He was going to the store to give his friend $5 or something like that, and he don't even know why he got killed. He just got drug out and stabbed up.
I said it on the show a couple weeks ago. I think we forget how much we glorify like murder. You know, in real life, you know, we know art is art, but in real life, you know, when somebody dies, you got to think about it's a funeral, it's a family mourning, it's funeral plans, it's a casket, it's a burial. You know, we see this stuff in the music and on TV, and we think it's a joke. So, man, somebody killed this little boy, and it's not even the right one. So now a mother has to go and bury a son that's not even supposed to be the one that's attacked. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it's like, it don't even make sense, but it's because we don't have no regard for life. This is what we're dealing with. We're going to talk more about that further in the show, man. So let's hit another story right quick before we get into that conversation.
Okay, in some lighter news, rapper Nipsey Hussle was attending the BET Awards over the weekend, and somebody ended up getting smacked. You know what I'm saying? They calling it the smack heard around the world. Anyway, so I don't really know what happened. I just know I see Nipsey Hussle get out with his blue on. He got his big chain on, you know, doing this Nipsey on, and I see his security guard was talking to a dude. Security guard holding a parking cone or whatever, and the dude walk up and slap the parking cone out of the security guard hand. So I'm thinking the security guard gonna hit him back. Nipsey Hussle ended up swinging back on him and knocked the taste out my man's mouth. The slap was so hard, I don't know. Oh my goodness, I know his ears was ringing.
That's like back in the day when your mama says you're gonna slap you in the next week. Doc, that joker probably think it's July 4th already.
Yeah, he ain't know where he was at. I can't hear nothing. My ear.
I saw that slap, man, and I almost used the bathroom myself. He slapped it with no hesitation too. Like
quick.
It was no. He had no check in his spirit. Like he was about it.
Oh my goodness,
dude, that is so stupid. The slap heard around the world, man. You crazy to do that.
Around the world. My goodness. Shout out to
all right, y'all. We'll be right back with more Unfiltered right after this, man. Keep it locked and don't slap nobody, please. We ain't got no bill money.
I'm in Major Grammar Studios. Rockin' beats by Daz. Big chillin'. My mood big chillin'. Flesh weak, spirit willin'. Cutting block for a feeling. What it's like when you win it. Got the devil head spinning. Camel soup, chicken dinner. Now they mad cause the church boy got flow. Resume so fulfilling. Royal priesthood melanin. Bread and wine my supplement. Body of Christ my government. Right to see lives resurrect. Dressed in black must shiver fat. There you my weed like a jumping jack. So many knives down in my back. Caught a fish friend, throw him back. It's all good when they using you. For opportunities to make the news. The word net start Rolodex. You kid your bro for a pulpit check. And them secrets that you're telling them. They keep it when you're selling them. But as soon as it don't need you no more, they assassinate your character with no rope. Hit them motors, got them striving with no hope. Such a whip and they couldn't find no dope. That's a 12 did me welcome to the zip coast. That's why I keep the blood high on my dope posts. That's why I keep the blood high on my dope posts. My mood big chillin'. Flesh weak, spirit willin'. Cutting block for a feeling. What it's like when you win it. Got the devil head spinning. Camel soup, chicken dinner. Now they mad cause the church boy got flow. Resume so fulfilling. I spent the FaceTime with the father for some therapy. Life on the front line of the casualties is the remedy. I get the giant cause I'm in the place that David be. Big chillin'. No weapon formed against me. Even Monica Lewinsky. Riding bikes on 10 speed. Even when they was death on me. My DNA is a church boy. No rock boy, no block boy. And failure is not a choice. That's why I put my faith in the Lord. There's some exes in the room tonight. Same boy.
Covered in the blood.
Let ride. Wild honey and locust.
There's some exes in the room tonight. Woo woo. Woo woo.
covered in the blood.
Yeah. Hey, put your seatbelt
Yeah.
on. Let ride.
Move.
Check.
What? My mood big chillin'.
Chillin'.
Flesh is weak, spirit willing.
Willin'.
Cutting block for a feeling.
Feelin'.
What it's like when you win it.
Winning.
Got the devil head spinning.
Spinning.
Camel soup, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Now they mad cause the church boy got flow. Resume so fulfilling.
Yeah.
I spent the FaceTime with the father for some therapy. Life on the front line of the casualties of the remedy.
Hey, sign for we getting it,
I
dog.
get the giant cause I'm in the place that David be. Big chillin'.
What's up, y'all? This your boy Larrell, co-host of the Unfiltered Show with Ernest, J. Lee, and Uncle Ron. Listen, do you have a new single that you want played on air? Well, send it in and let us check it out. We're now accepting new music for our show. Also, if you have any music requests, send those in as well. Hit us up at the Unfiltered Radio Show at gmail.com. That's the Unfiltered Radio Show at gmail.com. Send us that new fire and let us make some joyful noise for the kingdom, y'all.
We the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
Hi, this is Jay Elise, and I'm locked in on Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron, right here on iWorship96.com. Keep it locked.
Like a lotus, I grew through the mud, I stayed focused, got strength from above, my emotions. Mind over matter, nothing else matters except I succeed. I believe in me. Everything that happened was meant to be. Everywhere I've been was strategically set to propel me to my destiny. Let 'em move.
right, y'all. We're back live right here on iworship96.com. It's Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron, along with our co-host, Laurel is what they call him. That hot new joint was Metamorphosis by the Sunbird known as Miss J. Elise, which is my better half, y'all. And it's available everywhere digital music is sold or streamed. Man, let's continue to support these indie artists, man. They out here grinding, y'all. We got to give it to them. We got to give them their flowers while they can smell them. That's churchy, ain't it? Give me my flowers. It ain't even the right tune, is
Just silly.
no, that's so stupid. All right, let's switch to a serious subject. We was talking about it earlier. There seems to be an ongoing narrative, man, in this country these days with these continuous acts of violence. I mean, it's way past out of hand. It seems like every other day we're talking about somebody getting killed and seeing more and more of these senseless killings. We must start some meaningful dialogue some way, somehow. I don't even know where to start, but everybody should be alarmed at this. This is touching you from having money, not having money, from the suburb to the ghetto, Hollywood to the hood. I mean, it's hitting everybody. So we have to get a hold on this, man, because it's really sad when you can't even go enjoy yourself, or you can't enjoy what you have worked for even, without somebody trying to come rob you, without somebody come trying to carjack you. It's just really getting out of hand. And I really don't see no end in sight. For young people, man, to see what's going on, what is their future like? I mean, you got to understand the psyche of a young person. If they're going through stuff at home at a young age, or, before college, and they're trying to figure out, like, how am I even going to be a grown up to pay these bills? And it's like, hey, they don't have no good example. So they go get a gun. They go get with the homies. They'll get with somebody that's going to show them that way. And they gonna go make it do what it do. So it's like we perpetuating this culture of violence, man. And I really don't know, like the rap music. And I love, man, I can rap with the best of them. I love it all. I love, I'm a music guy, but man, some of this music we listen to is not making it no better. And I know you're an artist, so like, how do you feel about lyrics when you listen to rap?
You become what you meditate on. What you meditate on is what manifests. And people try to separate music from reality and say, oh, it's just music. It's just a song. It's just song. It's just art. It's like, no, it all goes together. What you watch and what you listen to is what you become. Just like when they say to people, you better stop hanging around them, or you gonna end up like, you know what I'm saying? You are the company that you keep. It's the same thing. So don't try to separate the music and make it just art at this point, because people tend to live the lifestyle that they listen to in this music. They start to become that music, whether it's violent or whether it's good. Music has so much power, and I don't think people know the power that music possesses.
There is a saying that says art imitates life. So, it ain't just, you singing about it, because your words have power. So it don't matter if you singing them, rapping them, whatever you think. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that's not just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be a rich person, or I'm gonna be, successful. No, it's whatever you practice. And then the Bible also says it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, it's what comes out. So like when you start speaking all this negative stuff, all this negative music, and your pants sagging, flashing guns, and you flashing money. I mean, listen, if you ain't got a 9 to 5, and even with a 9 to 5, like most jobs without a college education, you're not making lots of money. You know what I'm saying? So where you getting all this money from? So you got to understand, when you're doing all this negative stuff, you can only beget what you do. In other words, you reap what you sow. So negative begets negative. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Street stuff begets street stuff. So you reap what you sow. If you sowing into that, that's what you're going to get back. So that's what my point is. But again, it goes back to a show that we did months ago with John McAdams talking about classism. Like, some stuff ain't racism, it's classism. So what happens is, if you in the inner city with no programs, no outlets, no hope, you know what I'm saying? No way to even get out of these 4 blocks. What do you think you're going to do? I mean, you ain't going to do nothing but perpetuate what you see around you. You go to the corner store, pay your bills, you can get your white t-shirt, you can, but they right there in the hood though. I mean, so how does somebody expect you to go do anything different, bro? It's not gonna happen because you right there where it's going on at. You right there in the thick of things in the hood. So, and then how do you expect somebody to look past that? Some people ain't never been out the city. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do make it out, they want to say, well, you weak now. You ain't keeping it real, bro. If keeping it real means I got to stay here and rob and kill just to be accepted, that ain't for me. I'd rather, because let me tell you something. All these people talking about this, they down with this thug life and stuff like that. I mean, it's all good. My dad was a street dude. I've been there and saw a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you go do that time, bro, you got to go do that time yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going, when they close that sale, it's just you. So you can say all day long, you know, the homie's gonna take care of me. Yeah, you might can be protected and all that kind of stuff in jail, but at the end of the day, man, that time is hard time, brother. Think about how bored you were at the crib with and you free.
Right, exactly.
You bored at the crib and free. So imagine you been in a cell and can't get out. So I just think that some of these people that have been there and done that need to come back to the hood and try to talk some sense into these people and stop glorifying, you know, this lifestyle, man, because the industry is not going to stop it, because the industry is making money off of it. So you can't expect these big labels to stop that. That's not, and that has nothing to do with the devil and the end times. That ain't got nothing to do with that. It's called money. The Bible tells you money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So it ain't got nothing to do with the church stuff and, you know, the enemy. No, it's money. You gotta always follow the money. These people are making money off this stuff. So they're not gonna stop it because they don't want a nice song on the radio. You remember a couple years ago where the dude was talking about, he had the song about pulling your pants up and all that stuff. You know, they was talking about the sagging. He had this, I forgot, pants on the ground, I think it was called.
Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
But remember, they shut that down so quick. But they had She Bangs, American Idol. That was all over
William Hung or something. Is that him?
Right. But I'm saying, see, this is the point. It's just how they're backwards. So you rather have that message out there other than this positive one. But that's what they want. So at the end of the day, if you know that, then it's up to you to take control of your own life. You have to be the pastor of your own life.
Right, that's true.
To make some good choices. So, you know, I don't know, man. But we're going to take a short break right here and come back with more on this topic for today. So keep it locked right here on Unfiltered, broadcasting live from iWorship96.com FM radio.
Come on, put your hands together like this. Yeah. We are one, yeah. We are one, yeah. We are one people. We are one voice. We are standing here united, and together we rejoice. We lift up the name of Jesus. He will set the captive free. In His presence there is peace, joy and liberty. We are one people. We are one voice. We are standing here united, and together we lift up the name. We lift up the name of Jesus. He will set the captive free. In His presence there is peace, joy and liberty. Here we go. Hold on, my brother, and look up, my sister. We are in His presence.
This is Jay Butler, and I'm locked into Unfiltered with Ernest J. Lee and Uncle Ron on iWorship96.com.
We the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Laurel, and you're back with us right here on Unfiltered. That was We Are One by Jeremy Butler featuring Samantha Jordan. That is available everywhere digital music is sold. Now, before we went on a break, we were talking about a scourge of violence affecting our cities. So let's get back to it. So I was noticing the number of homicides so far this year, and the numbers are staggering. Okay, so according to gunviolencearchive.org, total number of incidents is 27,682. The number of deaths so far is 6,857. The number of injuries is 13,013. The number of children from 0 to 11 killed or injured is 315. The number of teens ages 12 to 17 killed or injured is 1,309. Mass shooting, 147. We ain't even heard about all those. We probably just heard a few of them. 147 mass shootings 2018 thus far. Officers involved in incident, officers shot or killed, 129. Blue Lives Matter and all that stuff. Officer involved in incident, subject or suspect shot or killed is 1,072. Home invaders, 988 people shot. Defense use, 863. Unintentional shooting, 813.
Wow.
And that's
just this year alone?
This year alone. This 2018 Gun Violence Archive.
And we at the end of 6 months almost.
Right, almost.
Wow. But see, that just goes to say what I'm saying. It's not the guns, though. It's the people with the guns.
Right, exactly.
And so that leads me to my next point. I ran across 2 clips that I want to share with our listeners right here. I want you to listen to these 2 clips. I'm going to play them back to back, and we'll come back and discuss because they're going to give us some more facts to add on what you just said. It's crazy, y'all.
The United States is well known for its love of guns. With more guns per resident than any other country on Earth, the U.S. also suffers from the highest number of gun deaths per capita. So why does America love guns so much? Well, the basis for the U.S.'s gun policy is the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. It states, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Since it was written in 1791, gun control laws have been narrowed down and vary from state to state. However, America's love of guns still comes from their early history. The Founding Fathers understood that in most conflicts, the more powerfully armed force usually wins. The Second Amendment was intended to fight tyrannical oppression, defend against invaders, and guarantee the right to self-defense. The right to self-defense is actually found in the British common law, on which the founders based much of the Constitution. Inherent in America's birth is the idea that freedom and liberty must be defended with force. Today, although the political and military situation has changed, many Americans continue to associate freedom with gun ownership. Pro-gun advocates, such as the National Rifle Association, argue that guns allow people to protect themselves against criminals with guns. It's argued that since guns are so ubiquitous, gun control laws would only prevent law-abiding citizens from having guns. Meanwhile, criminals would ignore those laws and crime would increase. A 2014 Pew study confirms that American attitudes have shifted toward gun ownership rights instead of gun control. This suggests that people believe it is safer to have guns for protection than to limit gun ownership. The most repeated argument for associating freedom and guns is that the United States government was intended to exist only at the whim of its citizens. In 1946, a town in Tennessee led an armed revolt against the police and sheriff. He had restricted their voting rights, unlawfully jailed and fined citizens for profit, and rigged an election. As it says in the Declaration of Independence, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. It is argued that the Second Amendment is supposed to guarantee the people's ability to actually get that done. Still, despite the potential freedom from tyranny, conflicting studies can't seem to determine whether or not gun controls actually lower violent crime. However, researchers at Harvard determined that in nearly every case, more guns equals more homicides. In the U.S., children are 17 times more likely to be murdered with a firearm than in other countries. Still, it is doubtful that Americans will ever transition away from conflating guns and freedom. Europe has a very different relationship with guns than the United States, but do the gun control laws there really work? We'll check out our video.
In other places, like Lithuania and Romania, few civilians own firearms because at one point they were part of the Soviet Union, which had extremely strict gun laws.
Thanks for watching Test Tube. Join us on Facebook and Twitter if you've got any other ideas for videos.
Here are the facts when it comes to guns in America. There are almost as many guns in America as people, twice as many per capita as 50 years ago. Americans represent 4.5% of the world's population, yet own 48% of privately held guns. But not all Americans are gun lovers. 50% of all of the guns are in the hands of just 3% of the population. The average gun-owning household has 8. Mass shooters, unsurprisingly, go where people gather. Nightclubs, the Las Vegas Strip, churches and, time and again, schools. The University of Texas in 1966, Columbine High in 1999, Virginia Tech in 2007, and in 2012, Sandy Hook Elementary School, where 6 adults and 20 children as young as 5 were killed in their classrooms. That brought a nation and a president to tears. After Sandy Hook, people said, surely gun laws have got to change. And they did. In 24 states, they made it easier to get guns and carry them in public places, including schools, and sales increased. Their logic being the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. There have been around 300 school shootings since 2013. Mass shootings are horrifying events, but they account for only 0.1% of gun deaths. So far, 30 people have died in mass shootings in America this year, out of close to 2,000 gun violence deaths. Since 1970, more people have been killed by guns in America than have died in every war since independence.
All right, y'all, we're back live right here. I hope you enjoyed those 2 clips. Now, listen, they're saying Americans love their guns, but what's crazy is 50% of the guns are only owned by 3% of Americans. So it's not everybody that's in love with guns. Even though the Second Amendment is so important to people, I think some people just like to be free because, like they said, the whole ownership thing of guns kind of symbolizes freedom to most people. So it's not the fact that they want you to take their guns away. It's really like, hey, that's my right. I just want it. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I just want to have it. Think about what you just said about all those killings. So if 50% of those guns are only owned by 3% of the people, man, that's a lot of people that's crazy with guns.
Right, exactly. It's a lot, man. That's ridiculous, man. It's like a propaganda type of thing. They make you think that you need a gun out here too. That you hear about all this stuff on the news, and this person got killed going to the gas station, or this person got. So it makes you kind of think you need one. They don't even psychologically test people before they give us guns.
Well, see, the thing is, like I had my CPO in Michigan. Now, when I moved to Georgia, what's crazy is down here, you don't even need a license to carry it. Now, you need a CPO to carry it concealed, but to have one, you don't need one. Like, all you need is no record, of course, and ID. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what you're speaking of. Like in certain states, like you don't have to have all that extra stuff. Now, of course, to carry concealed, now you need the permit. But I'm saying, like in Georgia, and what's crazy about Georgia, your home, your car, and your business is considered the same. It's an extension of each. So if I have one for the house, I can carry it in my car. And then if I'm going to my business, I can carry it to my business. Like, so basically, long as I'm not showing it, out, I basically can have a gun all the time. So, and I think it's cool to be able to have it. I think that's great. But I think, again, like you said, there's no training. There's no background check about how. And then, like these gun shows that I saw on one of these cable stations, they showed a couple months ago I was watching, where it's so many gun runners can go to these gun shows and just get guns, like, with no problem, because at the gun show they're basically just trying to make the money. They can't do no background check at the gun show. So it's just a lot of lax laws as relates to this kind of stuff. So when you hear about like people at the border that we were talking about earlier and kids being separated, it's such a drop in the bucket compared to the stuff that we should be talking about. Because at the end of the day, if you can just go to a gun show and get a gun, which I'm for guns, but I'm saying if you can just go get one with nobody saying nothing, we don't make no fuss about that. But a kid crying with their mother, the people that support the president, saying, "Oh well, Obama did it." I mean, come on, man. That's so silly, man. We major over minor stuff when people just get dying and nobody's saying nothing because everybody's like, "Oh well, cool. I got. Long as it's not my issue, I'm straight. Long as my family cool, I'm good." But this is the problem with most people, man. They don't have no compassion for life. So I can't wait to next week, man, for part 2 of this. We're gonna really get into it, man. We got a guest coming on next week, man. It's gonna kick some knowledge with us, man, about this gun stuff and this neighborhood stuff, man, and how we can be proactive instead of reactive.
Right.
Hey, this is Uncle Ron, one half of the new show Unfiltered. Listen, do you want to advertise or even be featured on one of our shows? Make sure you reach out to us and let us know. Email us at theunfilteredradioshow@gmail.com. Also, if you have any show topics and or questions that you would like for us to tackle, please feel free to let us know. We would love to hear from you. Make sure you keep it locked right here on iworship96.com every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I holla.
We're keeping it 100, unfiltered. We're the radio pundits and we're unfiltered.
All right, man. Well, let's lighten up the mood this week a little bit. I definitely need to have a chuckle or two after talking about all that stuff today.
Right.
For real, man. For real. Okay, so bless us with a few of these Facebook words of the week real quick.
All right, man. So my first word of the night, dog. I cannot believe that somebody actually posted this, man.
Go
it
ahead.
said, "Lord, thank you for women interwishing, but I should have seen it coming." Come on, dog. Interwishing, INTRWISHING. Interwishing.
She wishing on the inside. She wishing. It's an interwishing type of thing. You got to wish.
But wait a minute. So this whole thing is crazy because it don't even say women's. Like,
It
you
say
know,
women.
it say, "Lord, thank you for woman interwishing, but I should have seen SEND coming." Wow. I should have sent it coming, Doc. This intuition.
She ain't seen it. She sent it. That's some
I bet
type
you
of
can't use it in a
oxymoron.
sentence.
Oh my goodness, man. Let me see. Wait. No, I can't use that one. Yeah, I ain't even gonna hold you.
I can make one. Hold on, dog. Wait a minute. Man, I went to church tonight and I intuition. I could just get a touch from God.
Wishing on the inside. Intuition. Use it in the sense.
Oh God, that's so stupid.
Okay. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do, huh? Okay.
You gonna interwish, Doc.
Oh my goodness, man. All right, man. That was just dumb, man. Give me another one.
All right, so in the ghetto ratchet redneck news of the week, somebody posted. Dog, I seen the post. Somebody said, "Warning, trespassers." That's what I said. Trespassers will be prostituted.
What? Oh my goodness, man.
Trespassers.
You put that.
Warning, trespassers
ER.
will be prostituted, not prosecuted. I'm gonna need y'all to prove y'all stuff before y'all post this stuff, okay? I mean, come on, dog. You, it's like grammar 101, man. I mean, I'm not the Facebook police, but I'm saying, come on, man. So wait a minute, though. This ain't a word of the week, but this is hilarious. Somebody posted on Instagram. The police asked them, "Do you have insurance?" And guess what they said, dog?
What they say?
So ask me, "Do I have insurance?" You'd be the police.
Oh, okay, we do it like that then. License, registration, insurance.
Sir, I have Medicaid. You know what? I'm not about to do this today. We got to get out of here, man. Look. I hope y'all enjoyed the ride today. Oh my God, it's been a crazy ride. Uncle Ron went here today, but we still had a good show. And again, this dialogue needs to continue with this violence, not reactively, but proactively. We got to reach these kids with this message of hope. We need to step up and show them a better way. And with God's help and our collective effort, we can do just that. So look, y'all, we'll be back next week for part 2 of this discussion. Same time, same station. Until then, keep your nose on your face and don't take no wooden nickels. You heard me? Hey, that's old school. You ever heard of that one, dog? That's old school.
No, I ain't heard that. That'll be for my time.
My uncle used to give me a nickel, dog, and tell me don't spend it all in one place. But anyway, we out of here like the Jerry curl, y'all. You get it? You slow today, bro. You know what?
Yeah, I'm worried.
The Jerry curl's out of style, man.
I know people that still got Jerry curl, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I like corny jokes, but anyway. Never mind. We're out of here, man. We'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
The future's here and now. Set your mind on high. The light is shining down. You're a leading force. It's time to stay the course. So if you're not ready, get ready. more.